going to go find some tombstones so I can change them into my Barb, Billy, and Bob tombstone. So I'm going to go venture into the shed. All right, so I think the only thing I'm grabbing right now is this tombstone. The rest of the tombstones, I believe, I'm not positive, I hid in the garage. I pulled out all the tombstones I'm going to be using. They're all blank, unwritten on tombstones, some of the ones I made. So I don't want this graveyard to be super Halloween-y. I want it just to look like a graveyard with Bob, Billy, and Barb. So the other tombstones are just gonna... Shit. I'm okay. If you were wondering, I'm okay. So here's all the tombstones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 this year compared to my 30. It's not going to be that big of a cemetery. And of course I dropped it and it broke. So I do have some repairs to make. Last year I put 1 hole in there and it swiveled, so we have to put 2. So I do have to fix these tombstones before we put them out. So this was my graveyard, my cemetery idea. Simple, simple. After I researched when all the characters were born and died, I printed it all out and made templates. I used vinyl as well for the really small things, like all the dates, and then we peeled those off and we taped them onto the tombstone. And here's Melissa! Hi! She came from Atlanta to help. So there it is, all taped and ready to be painted. We used spray paint, and we just spray painted it, let it dry, and then we peeled it off. All right, I have Melissa here.
Hi, guys.
She's gonna help me do
exciting.
the reveal.
The big reveal.
My cheap-o way of reusing really bad tombstones.
Repurpose. We're repurposing.
This is the bad one here, if you all remember.
It was just creatively inclined, Christy, that's all.
That's nice.
It was an interpretation. Alright. Man, we've got a lot of things in these. There we go. Alright.
All right, the reveal. All that hard work making stencils. Little overspray.
It's not bad! Oh, it looks pretty good!
It's not bad at all. I could fix up.
Centerpieces.
I could fix the little overspray a little bit.
Yeah. Little touch up.
Touch up my A's that I had to put tape on.
But that was a huge time saver.
Huge time saver. And thank you for the help.
You're welcome.
You came all the way.
I came all the way from Atlanta just to do tombstones. That's how great Ojai Haunt is. Come on, Moreno Manor is worth the drive.
All right. Thank you. So today I'm going to touch up my tombstones and fix them up and then hopefully set up the graveyard. It poured rain last night, but these things are foam. They're fine. I just got to fix up the overspray. I'm going to use some paint and a little sponge and just give them a nice little texture and put them together and put them out in front of the yard. So I'm using some foam coat, my goof paint. It was actually that dark gray. And I'm just gonna kind of sponge it on there with a paintbrush, just like that. Check that out. I'm mixing the paint and it's a heart. All right, there's the touched up tombstone, and I'm gonna hit it with a spray bottle and weather it, and maybe even a little bit more, like touch up with some black or a darker color of the same color. Just keep layering over it, layering and layering. So now I'm gonna do the Bob Newbie one. So I just dump it in there. And see that overspray? I'm just going over it. random little spots. If there's like some foam that's fallen off, I'm just going over that. And then I use my little paintbrush to go in between the letters. So just keep on, put it in the sun to dry. Hoping I can set up some gravestones today. I don't think the weather would kill a gravestone. Not worried about that. All right, the next step I'm going to do is, after this dries a little bit, I'm gonna weather it with the water and the spray paint. I like the way that makes it look. I learned that from Derek over at Van Oaks Props, or Van Oaks. And then I'm going to touch up the lettering. Just hand brush those. That way it doesn't look so army-ish. and then they're ready to put out. So we touched up the paint and let it dry, and then we'll just give it some weathering and it'll be ready to go outside. Not bad for reduce, reuse, recycling my tombstones. We'll let them dry and put them outside.